I hope you're all beginning to feel full of festive fun. I've been actually full of cold, so excuse for my tone of voice, but I want to march on and give you a little bit of inspiration just to adjust your makeup slightly for this party season, because any excuse really, just to kind of change the way you look, just gives you a little bit more of a kind of shimmy in your walk. It makes you feel a little bit more special, and that can be as subtle as like a cheeky kitten eye false lash, or maybe like a metallic finish on your eyes, or a glossy lip. Just something that's subtle but still sexy and very beautiful. So I've started with my base and brows just to get on with it really quickly. I've got Max Factor's Healthy Skin Harmony on my skin, lots of Tarte Shape Tape, and a little bit of powder. So I've powdered my eyelids. I'm going to start straight in with my eyes, and because I'm going to be using a bit of a quarter lash for this look, I'm going to keep the eyeshadow just kind of like soft and metallic. And I'm going to be using these two beautiful rose gold coppery shades from Marc Jacobs. And this is called Scandalous. These shades are super, super buttery and easy to apply. So watch how I'm applying them to my eye. I just press the shade onto my lid, and this just prevents the colour from falling down onto my base, which I've already done. If you're going for darker colours, or you're a little bit haphazard, or probably as clumsy as me, particularly clumsy, then do your eyes first and then do your base afterwards. But just because I did look slightly grim when I looked at myself in the camera, I thought I'd just put a little cheeky base on first to make myself look human and not shock you all. Now I'm just going to take this shade just literally over that part of my socket, just so that it blends in. And then I'm just going to use the same brush with a darker shade, and I'm just going to press it on the outside. Now, just having this little bit of darkness on the outside, oh, it's beautiful, I love it. Just adds a little bit of softness and shape to my makeup, and just tucks that slightly heavier socket back. So keep the darkness there towards the lash. Oh, that's really beautiful, that colour. I'm really into these kind of like coppery reds, these sort of brick reds. They're really beautiful. I'm actually using them more than I am using any sort of like chocolatey browns. I'm kind of over chocolate brown. This is really pretty, but I just didn't want the eyeshadow to be too heavy, just sort of glimmery, because otherwise, if you're using dark shadow and a lash, it can instantly, especially if you're pale like me, can instantly look a bit trampy, you know, like just too much. It's all right if you've got big, wide, beautiful, tight, taut eyes, which obviously I did back in the day. But now I need to be just a little bit more subtle with my approach to the makeup. Okay, good. So just use a clean brush and just blend, so it just really buffs into the rest of my eye so it looks seamless. I'm going to be using MAC's Black Track, which is a soft gel liner. I'm not going to use liquid eyeliner. I simply can't use liquid eyeliner on my eyes because they are just too, and I'm not going to say crepey, I'm going to say bumpy. The gel liner works beautifully. I'm using this Zoeva angle brush. You can see I'm just taking the eyeliner really, really delicately into the inside of the lid, and I'm keeping this really thin. Now the trick is to push the liner into the roots of your lashes, because when you open your eyes, that still reads as quite a heavy line. When you use an eyeliner, sometimes it can make your eyes appear like you've got no lashes. It can make your eyes look a bit heavy. It can make your eyes look smaller. So you have to place the eyeliner to suit your eye. So I'm not going to go any thicker than this, but on the outside here, what I just want to lift, I'm going to pull it right into the lashes, but I'm going to lift it up slightly, just with the point of that brush. But I'm not going to take it out too far. And this will be a great base for my eyelash to sit. And it dries really quickly, this. That's perfect. So it started really, really thin and then graduated into a thicker line. And when I put the eyelash on, I'm going to lift the eyelash to give myself a little bit of a lift. And on the other side, I always just put it on my hand like this first. So push into the roots, I'm not drawing a line, I'm pushing into the roots. Check in the mirror, great. Then go and start on the inner corner of the eye and lining that through, just like that. And it just really gives a lovely shape to your eye. Without it appearing like too much makeup, it just really enhances your natural eye shape. Now here on the outside, I'm pulling my eyes slightly just so I can really see the shape, and I'm lifting that line you don't want to take the eyeliner down. If your eyes are very rounded on the outside and come down quite strongly on the outside, don't follow that line down. That's where you need to stop and just lift the line out and then slightly thicken it. And it will all come together once I put the lash on. So it's almost like creating a straight line along your lid. That's nice. Great. Now, if you think that you've got it straight and you're happy with that, just pause and then put your eyelashes on a mascara, and then you can always thicken the eyeliner after that. Let me talk to you about eyelashes. I love Ardell Demi Wispies. These are really, really soft, and the thread is really thin, and that's the most important thing when you're looking to buy lashes. And sometimes I just cut these in half. Kiss also do some really lovely, thin, very, very fluffy eyelashes, which again you can use as a whole set or just cut them. And Red Cherry. Now Red Cherry do lashes that are made from real hair, and they are super light and super delicate and really, really reasonably priced for the quality. I'm going to be using a couple that I wore the other night. Ilia have worked with Fleur de Force, and she's created these really beautiful, almost just like 3/4 lashes. I've just put the glue on them, which I've just used with the back end of my tweezer, and I'm going to place the lash on. It's always quite nice just to leave it a couple of seconds before it dries. Now, once you've stuck the middle bit on, work with the centre part, and then with this outer bit here, we want to do a cheeky lift. We are not putting that lash all the way down to follow my natural lash, because otherwise it's going to go down. So we're just going to cheekily lift that up and lift the lash up, because this is going to give me a lovely finish to my eye. That will just give us the shape that we need. You see how that's working? Now with the other one, look down, stick the centre part on, let the centre part adhere, and then shimmy along as needed. Making sure that this guy just comes up. We're talking about like 3 millimeters, but those 3 millimeters will make a huge difference to the left and finish of my eye. You see how it's really coming out like that? Cute, love it, love it. Now make sure that that thread is tucked right into the root of your lashes, and as the glue dries, just push the lash up. Now I haven't put any mascara or curls, my own lashes, because I wanted to let these just sit as naturally as I could. If you're doing individuals, always do your mascara first, because it's a nice base for them to sit on. Right, now while these are drying, I'm just going to put some mascara underneath my lower lashes, because I need a little bit of balance there. Nice. Backwards and forwards, and just pull those down. And then what we'll do is that in the gap of where the eyelash is raised, I will place a little bit of inky liner just to fill in that gap. We can still use the gel. We just want to make sure that there's no space there, that we will just extend the liner into that just to really enhance that feline finish. Okay, let's give it a go and really push the mascara into the fake lash. Now, my tip to you is don't put mascara on the tips of the false eyelashes. They look much more modern. Oh, don't want to be pushing that down. They look much more modern if the tips are fluffy, but just connect your lash to the base of the lash with the tip of your mascara. And then you fill in the gaps with the liner. So I'm going to re-dip my liner into my hand, and I'm just going to fill in this gap here on the outside underneath to really accentuate that V shape. Really, really delicately. Really delicate, just on the outside, and then smudge with a bud just before it sets. And that really helps that to really pull the eye out. Nice. So just underneath the lower lash, and then in that gap, pull your eye if needs be. And it's just these little isms, guys. It's just the little things that you can do that makes the difference sometimes it's just not the big things. The big things can just read too much. And this just looks lovely. Close your eye, connect that in, and make sure that you can't see any telltale marks on the thread of the lash. Great. Lovely, nice effect. I might just do, while I see it, just a little bit of the darker shade just to really push my socket forward a little bit. Now, the lash has made everything a little bit stronger. I can just kind of carve in that shape there, which looks rather nice. Just so it's not too soft. And then I'll blend that through. That's nice, it just gives that a little bit more warmth. Very soft. So a little bit of blush. I'm going to use one of my faves. It's Tom Ford Inhibition, if you can see that. Again, it's just a really kind of classy, pinky nude shade. Just to sit on tops of my cheeks, not too far forward. Just blend that in just really softly. The eyes are strong, so you want everything else to be sort of quite diffused, really. Nice. Okay, and then for my lips, I'm going to be using a really beautiful metallic sparkly gloss. So I'm going to use, what shall I use? I think I'm going to use Hepburn Honey. I've got these colours in a palette, so excuse me. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Hepburn Honey, and this is just a great classic nude. These shades really last. I didn't want to put on a lip liner because sometimes I find the lip liners and a gloss don't necessarily blend well together. I prefer the feel of a lipstick and a gloss. And I'm going to use this just to create a really soft lip shape. Nothing too hard. This is the Kissing formula. And it's really soft. Now, just this with my eyes, for me, it wouldn't work because it's just a bit too yellow, a bit too muddy. But the pink is really going to lift it. But just carefully pushing that pigment to the edges. Great. Really work the pigment into your lips as well. Help the lipstick last longer. Right, this is the shade. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's called a high shimmer lip gloss. Now, with this, I'm just going to place it right over the top of my Cupid's bow like that. And you can see the difference, how much it enhances my lip shape. I'm not going to do it everywhere. Just at the top. And then just in the centre there. And it will eventually spread, obviously, all over my lips. I don't want too glossy a lip. I just want to get that lovely kick of light from the front. And that lifts the brown as well. Takes that up. Let's throw my hair out, see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's fun, that's different. Loads more makeup than I would normally wear. But it's a party, right? And it's Christmas, so why not? I hope you like it. I hope you've learned a few little tips. Let me know what you think. And if you like what I do and you'd like me to carry on doing it, then please subscribe. Have a lovely Christmas party.